All right, so you say that all men must learn to defend themselves, but I see learning how to fight just as pointless as playing a sport like football. Why not just dedicate time to learn how to shoot, climb, run, jump, etc.?
All right, so the guy that asked that question, and I say this with respect, he probably doesn't have life experience in getting into trouble or seeing violence or even handling a gun, I would say. And here's why. Developing your fight skills are more than just to defend yourself in the situation where something goes wrong. Maybe you're pumping gas, you're with the family, and you're kind of in a vulnerable position. You're pumping gas, you're with the family, you're outside the car, some crazy person comes up. They're crazy. If you have a gun, are you really going to shoot them if they're like pushing on you, but they don't have any weapons? Like most states, I think even Texas will tell you, like if they're pushing you, shoving you, telling you they want just give me some money, man. Just give me some money. I need money for some alcohol. I need money for a bump of cocaine, whatever. But they're not really a threat otherwise. Like you can't just take your gun out like this guy's suggesting. Like, well, get a gun and learn how to run away, right? You can't just shoot
being
him.
like force with force, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Gun with a gun.
Exactly.
Hands with hands, right?
That's it. So that's number one. Number two, you can't carry, there's a lot of places you can't carry a gun. You can't bring it into the post office. You can't bring it on school campuses. You can't bring it into a bank. You can't bring it into federal buildings, city buildings, et cetera. So like some of the places that you can't go and bring a gun with, like I want to make sure that I have these guns with me, or at least the ability to have situational awareness to see like what's going on, identify threat, right? Friendly or foe. And so, but fight training is more than just like, hey, self-defense. It's the confidence that's built when you're learning combatives, whether it's boxing, whether it's jiu-jitsu, whether it's Muay Thai, it doesn't matter. You're building a high level of confidence and competency in a skill that's pretty technical. That's pretty fucking cool for a man to build that, you know, the confidence and the competency. And then on the flip side of it, don't we all want to be healthy? I know when I do jiu-jitsu, I'm fucking sweating, man. After a 2-hour session, like you could wring out my gi. Like I am just spent. I burnt probably close to 1,000 calories. Like I don't know any other way to cardiovascularly really build my shit up unless I just go and start sprinting, right? And so like, why wouldn't I take the health benefits of building strength, coordination, improving my lungs, my heart, controlling my weight, right? Because I'm exercising. So there's so many things you're going to develop because you don't just learn boxing and then go, all right, I'm done. It's a perishable skill, as with jiu-jitsu, as with any kind of martial arts. So then you have to keep practicing at least twice a week. You got to keep doing it, which means one, you have camaraderie with other men. Two, you have the confidence and the competency is continually building. And three, you have the health benefits of exercising, working out. And then going back to that scenario we just talked about at the gas station, where a kind of homeless guy who might be a little cracked out, but otherwise it doesn't look like he's a threat. The wife and the kids are in the car with the doors locked, so they're safe. You're outside of the car. Yes, you have a gun. Yes, you have a knife, but you cannot bring your gun and your knife out unless you feel your life is in imminent danger. Like, and he's just like kind of in your space, maybe shoving you a little bit and saying, hey man, give me $20, give me $100. I need to go get some whatever. I would much rather like either clock that guy once he's touched me, because now we've had contact, I've been assaulted. I'd rather either clock him or get him in a rear naked chokehold or put him in a position where he is incapacitated but still alive for me and my family to get away. But he does not understand what a real scenario, because by the way, if you have a gun, I hope I never have to use my concealed carry with me. I hope I never have to use it. Like all I try and do is like not cause trouble. Like I'm not causing trouble anyway, but if I see like that could be potential trouble, I'll go to a different fucking gas station. If I see like 3 or 4 lowriders like hanging out in a gas station, like, you know what? I value lowriders. Maybe they're my age and they're cool homies, but maybe they're young bucks that have a little edge to them and they're going to look me in a different way. They're going to try and do something. I'm going to a different gas station. When I don't have my pistol on me, I almost feel like I'd rather get away, but at least I don't want to even have to resort to my pistol. Right. If I don't have to. So I think this guy's got a very big misunderstanding. And look, man, we talked about the airplane situation where I was on a flight coming back from Maui with my family. I was sitting in first class. It's one of those big airplanes. First class is like half the fucking airplane. We were sitting in the back of first class, me and my family. This dude in one of the front rows of first class went apeshit. He was all drugged up, but he was making the gun gesture. He was threatening to blow up the airplane, and the flight attendants tried to zip cuff him to restrain him because he was being pretty violent with the people around him. And ultimately, me and this other guy had to rush over there. And thank God I had just trained with Aaron Weatherspoon, MMA, and I was able to get him in a rear naked chokehold, soften him up, drop him to his knees, get him in a guillotine chokehold, and then we zip cuffed him and then put him in the back of the plane where the plane was safe. We landed, cops came and took him away. If I didn't have those skills of combatives, like what was I gonna do? One, I might have just tried punching him in the face and bloodied his face, broken his jaw, which really would look bad on an iPhone, right?
Very
People
bad.
filming all this.
Yeah.
But just putting him gently to a sleep, hey, I just hugged his neck, he relaxed.
Exactly.
You know, we zip cuffed him and we're good to go. And you know, the LAX police department gave us a fist bump and we're done. Everything's good. And so there's so many reasons to develop your combative skills for not only your health, not only your coordination, not only your community of men. And look, yeah, you should know how to use a gun. You should definitely know how to de-escalate a situation in terms of, you know, if someone's up in your face, like I want to de-escalate, not escalate the situation. You certainly want to be able to get away. But when it comes down to it, combatives are just mandatory. And when you teach your kid that, you teach your son that, that is a skill that he is going to be like so grateful for going into elementary school, junior high, high school, the level of confidence to know like, oh shit, okay, I've rolled with really skinny, tiny kids who are deadly on the mats. Now your son may not go and start problems in school knowing that, you know what?
Yeah.
Someone who's much smaller than me could be very deadly. They could be a purple belt in jiu-jitsu and fuck my shit up.
Exactly.
Because if you have combative skills, you start respecting everybody because you don't know who could either pulverize your face or get you in a submission, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that part is important to teach kids.
Yeah, there's a lot of control in it too. Like for me, excuse me, when I had gotten expelled, and then afterwards got expelled from fighting, and then afterwards started training with Aaron. He taught me how to box. I understood that you can get in a lot of trouble if your hands are registered, and then you get in a fight with somebody.
Yeah,
it's a wrap. So not only you're respecting everyone else, but then you're also like, I don't want to get in trouble, man. I'm not trying to get locked up over something dumb.
Right.
So there's a lot of you know, things that help you after the fact. After you get the skill, mentally, man, you're on a different level because you don't even want to fight.
Yeah.
You have the skills, but you don't want to use them. So that's
the thing too, right? It's like you have the skills, and so you almost feel like I've been tested because you've been in the mat, or in the ring. You've been punched in the face a few times. You've been punched in the liver or the kidney. You're like, oh, okay. You know, you punched and you kind of lost your breath. You're like, I've been humbled. Like, and then I've done that to someone else in the ring. I've tested myself. I have what it takes. I don't need to now go and look for trouble. And if trouble comes, it's good to know that my son, my daughter have the skill sets to protect themselves or to be able to de-escalate and get away from the situation. 100%. But not teaching them those skills, I believe makes me a liable father, like a negligent, liable father.